The highest activity a human being can attain is learning for understanding, because to understand is to be free. No matter how thin you slice it, there will always be two sides. The most tyrannical of governments are those which make crimes of opinions, for everyone has an inalienable right to his thoughts. What Paul says about Peter tells us more about Paul than about Peter. Men believe themselves to be free simply because they are conscious of their actions and unconscious of the causes whereby those actions are determined. If you want the present to be different from the past, study the past. Reason cannot defeat emotion, and emotion can only be displaced or overcome by a stronger emotion. Nothing in nature is by chance. Something appears to be chance only because of our lack of knowledge. The world would be happier if men had the same capacity to be silent that they have to speak. Desire nothing for yourself which you do not desire for others. The highest endeavor of the mind and the highest virtue is to understand things by intuition. The more clearly you understand yourself and your emotions, the more you become a lover of what is. Everything excellent is as difficult as it is rare. He who seeks equality between unequals seeks an absurdity. When a man is prey to his emotions, he is not his own master. God is not he who is, but that which is. Freedom is self-determination. I have made a ceaseless effort not to ridicule, not to bewail, not to scorn human actions, but to understand them. We feel and know that we are eternal. Whatsoever is contrary to nature is contrary to reason, and whatsoever is contrary to reason is absurd. Philosophy has no end in view save truth. Faith looks for nothing but obedience and piety. Hatred is increased by being reciprocated, and can on the other hand be destroyed by love. Freedom is absolutely necessary for the progress in science and the liberal arts. Believers are but triflers who, when they cannot explain a thing, run back to the will of God. This is truly a ridiculous way of expressing ignorance. Men who are ruled by reason desire nothing for themselves which they would not wish for all mankind. Be not astonished at new ideas, for it is well known to you that a thing does not therefore cease to be true because it is not accepted by many. Speculation, like nature, abhors a vacuum. We must take care not to admit as true anything which is only probable, for when one falsity has been let in, infinite others follow. The endeavor to understand is the first and only basis of virtue. Know to laugh, not to lament, not to detest, but to understand. He who knows how to distinguish between true and false must have an adequate idea of true and false. Sadness diminishes a man's powers. Nature has no goal in view, and final causes are only human imaginings. I call him free who is led solely by reason. Whatever one wants from life is continuous and genuine happiness. Pride is pleasure rising from a man's thinking too highly of himself,